Hello and welcome to PoE For Dummies, episode 21, Atlas Passive Skill Tree. This one is a direct video after Maps, which was episode 20, and because it's a direct video after it, it's going to explain things further down the line. So in the previous video, I explained to you what are maps, how you can get map points, bonus objectives, and so on. But now, I'm going to explain what do you get by doing bonus objectives, by doing the said maps. So you're going to get your Atlas passive skill points. So what is this? Another passive skill tree? Yes. This passive skill tree affects how you do maps, and not a single tree other than a few combinations that are specialized in it are the same. So what I would advise you to do is I would advise you to watch any of my other previous videos that explain the mechanics and the passive skill tree points allocated with said mechanics, as there are plenty. There's, I don't know, 3, 4, 500 points on this tree, but you won't use them all as you won't have points for all. So how do we get points? Well, you get 115 by doing your Atlas maps, so 115. You get a few from Maven Invitations, and you get a few from Pinnacle Eldritch bosses. Those are the big bosses. Venarius in the Cortex, the 4 of these from the Void Stones, the Fear, well, that's the invitation. So like all of the bigger bosses. Oh, Cirrus, yes, I think Cirrus gives one. So you have all of the big bosses that give you 1 point. You have 115 from maps, and you have 11 from Maven invitations. Invitations and Maven I will cover in a separate video, which is going to be linked to this one directly. But in short, when you unlock your maps, you will have this modifier Maven Progress. Maven is a boss that will witness other bosses, give them modifiers, make them stronger, but when you collect enough bosses, you will get her invitation, and you pop an invitation inside, and then you can fight those bosses for a reward, so you can get into her domain and fight her herself. That's Maven in short, but that's the last 11 points. You will have to do a lot of work to get to there, or you can just buy a boost, but that's fine. I will cover just the base 115 points in this video. Okay, that's a short intro. Now, for Atlas passives, there are a few things you should pay attention to, and that depends whether or not you want to do some mechanics or not. So let's say you want to focus on doing missions, and you want to focus on collecting missions. There's on the beginning of the tree, there's June that give you extra chance to get missions, Nico, there's Einhar, and there's Alva. So you can branch out from those. You can go in the middle where randomly encountered masters in your map, which are if you put a map without any of these 4 or 5 if you're doing Kirak. If you put any of these 4, so none will show, this one gives you higher chance to get that master. And in the middle, you have your maps have chance to contain a random map, random master encounter, and modifiers instead apply to other chance. So there's that too. Now, one big thing as well is this node here and this node here give you the option to disable specific content you do not wish to see and increase the chance of getting the other content. As an example, you can disable rituals, but your maps have 2% chance to contain other extra content. So you can disable 9 of these, and then one will have way bigger chance of spawning. So you can do that. There's one thing I recommend to new players, which is go here, Stream of Consciousness. Go here quickly, to be honest. Which is your maps cannot be modified by fragments other than divine vessels, and your maps have 50% more base chance to contain extra content. Now, what are fragments? Fragments are a currency that you can apply to maps to increase the modifiers of the said maps. So those are sacrifices, which are Aziri fragments. They give you 5% quantity per fragment, or you can do Uber fragments, which are mortal fragments. They give you 8% quantity per. Then there are scarabs that give you other specialized modifiers to the maps, or they introduce special like there's Einhar and there's Nico that basically give you their maps for free, their missions for free, so you can do those. Unfortunately, with that node, you cannot have that, but you have 50% more base chance to contain extra content. There's only one thing though you could use, which are fragments and which are divine vessels. Divine vessels you use with your maps to finish your pantheon. So you go to your map skill tree, you type in, let's say, Solaris, and those maps that shine away give you the Solaris. You want to type Lunaris, here you go. Lunaris is this one, Soul of Lunaris. And you know, it's one map here, the Winged Death, the Captain Claiborne, Core, Sister of Shadows. These change per league. That's why I haven't done them a bit more in maps themselves. So this is for Atlas passives, as it's directly connected to Stream of Consciousness. So whichever modifiers your build needs for your souls, you use Divine Vessels with the said map, and you can use it with Stream of Consciousness. Now, for other nodes, which are the ones that I would personally use? Those are just some small money gaining passives in the beginning of the league and even further down the league, which are Trial of Glory, which gives your labyrinth a chance to award an improved offering to the goddess, because you can get these three. These two sell between 10 and 40 chaos depending on the league, and the middle one sells up to 2 divines, because this one gives you 6 times the amount of divine fonts compared to the other ones, 1 and some specialized for the belts. So that covers that. Kirak has been covered in a separate video, but there are 2 notables next to Kirak, which are Shadow Shaping. Maps found cannot be your favorite maps, and they have 1% chance to have a special implicit modifier, which can be a blighted map, area contains Trial of Labyrinth, and so on. Singular focus maps found have 200% more chance to be favored maps. Those non-favored maps drop as basic currency. So that's basically if you want to have just a few favored maps. What you would do is you would, let's say, so here's a Crimson Temple. You could drop Crimson Temple. And Crimson Temple can drop 1, 2, 3 of the connected maps. So you would like to drop Crimson Temple, and then maybe you would like to drop an Excavation. You would just put 1 point into Excavation, and there's a high chance you're going to drop either or. So that's basically it. Now, would I do this? Nah. As a beginner level, I wouldn't do that. I wouldn't bother. I would just play whatever mechanics you like. I just go with Stream of Consciousness and then just go wherever. Now, there's a specialized gateway. There are a few that you could use. So there are 6 of them, 3 on each side of the map. What they do is you allocate a point in them and it connects to the other side of the tree. As you can see, I went right here into a gateway, which teleported me left here, and I've connected the rest of the points wherever I wanted. You can see this part of the tree is absolutely not connected to the other part of the tree other than the gateway. Yes, you do sacrifice a point here for gateway and a point here, but you get the other passes, so you don't have to sacrifice more points, which is a really cool way for you to do different mechanics and so on. I specialized here in ritual as I did that for the video and for the challenge. I always specialize in Alva because I really like making temples in Alva. It's a good source of currency to do. You can follow up my PoE for Dummies. That's my first video that I ever did. So Alva is a very good way to earn currency. I did Abyss, of course. I did Eldritch mods, which is for Eater of Worlds. That's it. But one thing I would suggest to new players is, here's how I would build the tree. Here's a planner. This is an official pathofexile.com planner. What you can do here is you can build your own tree however you'd like. Of course, this requires a bit of a kind of a stronger PC to run smoothly, but it's an interesting thing. So I would go straight up either through Nico, or you have to do 1 point per, or you can just go what I did, just carry on, get to the stream of consciousness, pick that one up. I picked up the gateway, go here, pick up the trial. There we go. Pick up the trial. That's for the beginner thing. Then I would just straight up until red maps go with higher map tier chance, shaping the mountains, and there's the other one here, which is shaping the skies. These give you free modifiers for your crafts on the map. I don't like removing content, but you could, of course, like go here, remove content, go here, remove content, whichever content you do not like. So there's that. And then you could go with Val side areas. I like to do that as well at the beginning of the league. You can drop like Val Righteous Fire with some quality that can sell, or maybe a Val Grace, Val Haste, a gem that you need. Then I would straight up just go up, depending on which modifiers you want to pick up later. Do you want to pick up Ritual? Do you want to pick up Einhar? Do you want to go Alva route? Or do you want to go maybe Strong Boxes, Harvest, Eater, Legion, and so on? Whichever one you go, it's going to look the same, just mirrored. So if you want to go to the right side, you would pick up the right side. You have to go individual points. You pick up the right side, and then you would go up here. And I would strongly suggest picking up Conquerors. That will give you extra chance per map to get a Conqueror map, which sell for decent currency. I would go up here to get Shaper and Elder Guardians as well. And I would drop down here to get a Synthesis map. This is basically has a chance to drop 25 to 1 Divine Chaos per map. Has a chance to drop 12 Chaos per map. Has a chance to drop 40 Chaos per map boss. If you do Maven, I would suggest defeating a boss. Has 10% chance to count as defeating the secondary one. And now, as I said, it's a crab. You can go the other way around as well. There you go. You can go the other way around and just delete the other points. Now, do you want to do Searing Exarch? Do you want to do Eater of Worlds? Do you want to do other points? Do you want to go somewhere in the middle? Get extra points. That's on you. But my suggestion for beginners is pick up these 3 nodes. They are very good. Pick up the Stream of Consciousness and then change it if you want to farm more content. Pick up Trial and Val. And you can pick up Shaping the Mountains, Shaping the Skies. There's one in the middle, Shaping the World as well, if you want to grab extra maps. But that's basically it. Read the tree. It's interesting. You can do it yourself, of course. Don't look up any guides. Just play what you like and enjoy. You will never lose currency in Path of Exile as long as you play the game. Now, here's a few more notables that you can grab, but this is... I'm going into level 2 now, which are Grand Design, Small Atlas passive skills grant nothing, and your maps have 1% increased pack size per allocated notable Atlas passive skills. Now, I didn't mention, when I even said here, regular small passives are small, notable passives are here, the same as the passive tree, like those bigger yellow ones, and keystones are the big ones. So that's it. So you can grab as many of notable ones, and that's it. Now, there's also this one, which is Wandering Path, which is notable skills grant nothing. So the big ones, keystones and notables here. But small passives have 100% increased effect. There are many guides that cover Wandering Path. There are quite a few that cover Grand Design. None of them are beginner level. All of them are level 2, 3, 4, or 5 level, which are huge. And again, I will cover this one more time. As a beginner level, you'd want these ones, you'd want the lab, you'd want the maybe some extra stuff, but that's basically it. Other than that, you don't need anything but what you enjoy doing, what you want to block or not block, and if you're worried about Atlas missions and master missions, you could as well do sextants, which I've covered in the previous one. So you can grab Alva, June, Einhar. I don't know if Kirek has a sextant, but Nico has a sextant. You can grab those. That's basically it. A simple way how to do Atlas passive trees. Please read them. And if you're unsure, follow my other build videos, PoE for Dummies series, so you know when you click on a certain thing, you could actually see all of the modifiers there, what it gives and how it gives you. But that's it for this guide. Next video is going to be Maven, as Maven is directly connected to Atlas passive skill trees, where I will cover how to do Maven bosses or how to do Maven maps and so on. Other than Maven boss encounter, that's a completely separate series after I'm done with PoE for Dummies. So if you've enjoyed this video, please do give it a like, give it a sub as well if you don't mind. Thank you so much for watching. Have a wonderful time and I will see you in the next video.